In continuation with different diseases which we are talking in this chapter, today we are going to discuss about the disease called malaria. Now, this malaria is a protozoan disease caused by an organism called Plasmodium. But before we get into detailed understanding of the disease, let us just be very much happy or sure of it that medical science has full-fledged vaccine for malaria, as well as full-fledged medication is available to cure malaria. Hardly anyone today succumbs to this disease, and a person who dies because of disease is not because the medicines are not working on the person. It is just because that the person has not reached to the hospital, has not reached to the doctor on time. That would be the only reason if a person is infected by malaria and he or she succumbs to that disease. Let us go deeper into the detailed version of the disease, malaria. Now, malaria is a disease which is a protozoan disease, and the protozoan which causes disease is Plasmodium. There are 4 species which are known to cause malaria. One is Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria, Plasmodium falciparum, and Plasmodium ovale. This Plasmodium falciparum is considered to be the deadliest plasmodium or deadliest kind of pathogen which causes malaria with severe symptoms. This malaria can be transferred with the help of a vector called as female Anopheles mosquito. So you can call it as a vector transmitted diseases. So from a deceased person to a healthy person, this plasmodium is carried with the help of female Anopheles mosquito. Going deeper into it, Plasmodium is an organism which requires 2 hosts, human and mosquito. In humans, it causes malaria, but in mosquito, it does not cause any kind of disease. I will go through these points a little later. Let us have a look at the life cycle of this malarian parasite. When this malarian parasite, it's a kind of a cyclic process. So we start from one point. When a mosquito carrying the infectious stage of malaria, we call it as sporozoites, bites a healthy person. These sporozoites, they enter into the bloodstream of the healthy person. The infectious state is sporozoites. Now, once the sporozoites come to the bloodstream of a healthy person, the incubation period of these sporozoites starts. What they do, they will go along with the blood flow of the person and they will reach the liver cells. They will go to the liver cells, the hepatocyte cells. There, these sporozoites, they will go for mitotic replication. That means they will keep on asexually multiplying and they will keep on increasing their number. From the sporozoites, they will form schizozones. Then from the schizozones, they will get converted into merozoites and many of the merozoites will be formed. Once many of the merozoites are formed, they will rupture the liver cells and then they will come down to the bloodstream. And here they will start infecting the RBCs. Once they are infecting the RBCs, they will go for multiplication of asexual multiplication will also go on in the RBCs. Simultaneously, they will also go for the formation of gametocytes. Gametocytes means macrogametocytes and microgametocytes, male gametocytes and the female gametocytes. And once this formation occurs in RBC, rupturing of RBC will start. Once the RBC starts rupturing, it will release a toxin called as hemozoin. I am just showing it in one of my slides. The toxin which is given by them, that is called as hemozoin. This hemozoin will cause, now this hemozoin is a toxin which will be produced by the ruptured RBCs, and this will cause the the symptoms of malaria, that is having high fever and chills. So because of the hemozoin, you will come to know that the patient is having malaria. Now the patient will go to the doctor and when the blood test is done, there we can see the this gametocyte stages in the blood. So that is a kind of a test which is done for the Müllerian parasite. So hemozoin causes fever and chills, which are the characteristic symptoms of malaria. Now once these gametocytes are formed, microgametocytes and macrogametocytes are formed, and a mosquito bites this deceased person, this sick person, these gametocytes will go into the mosquito. Now mosquito will not be deceased, it will go into the gut region of the mosquito, and there they will go for the fertilization, they will go for the fusion, and they will result into formation of the zygote. Once the zygote is formed, the gametocytes will form, and then they'll divide by the process of meiosis. Before I move ahead with it, let me just make one thing very clear. In case of formation of the merozoites, how merozoites are formed, just now I told that from the sporozoites, schizozoans will be formed, and then from the schizozoans, merozoites are formed. In some of the cases, especially in Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium ovale, formation of from sporozoites to schizozoans will take place, but from schizozoans they will not directly go for the formation of merozoites. Instead of that, they will go for the formation of one more stage, we call it as hypnozoites. Now this hypnozoites, they are dormant stages. They are there in the liver for many months, many years sometimes, and when the right condition comes, they again gets converted into merozoites. So what happens that you must have heard of relapsing of malaria. This might happen because of such kind of procedure, such kind of process which the Müllerian parasite follows. That is, that hypnozoites are present in the body. They are not yet killed, because when we take the medicines are going to kill first the gametocytes, and hypnozoites they are the dormant stages, so they will be not affected by it. So the person will carry those cells in the body for many months, and maybe after many months, the relapse of malaria, when hypnozoites will get converted into merozoites, when merozoites will come into the blood, and then they will start infecting the RBCs, and once the RBCs rupture, hypnozoin will be released, that is a toxin material, and that fever and chills will come. So this will happen with two types of Plasmodium, Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium ovale, which goes for the formation of hypnozoites. So let me continue. In RBC, gametocytes are formed, that is microgametocytes and macrogametocytes. Then once the mosquito bites the infected person, these gametocytes go into the gut of the mosquito. Inside the gut of the mosquito, the gametocytes, they will go for the fusion, or you can say they go for the fertilization. And once the zygote is formed, the zygote will start dividing by the process of meiosis. Now once the meiosis happens, the formation of the oocyte will be there, and that will be going into the midgut wall. It leads to the formation of oocytes. Now this oocytes will keep on dividing, and it will lead to the formation of sporozoites. Now sporozoites will pass through the midgut wall and go and stay into the salivary glands of the mosquito. They will not enter the body of the mosquito, they will stay in the salivary glands of the mosquito. And once the mosquito again bites a healthy person, whenever a mosquito is biting a healthy person, the anticoagulant is secreted from that snot which it inserts into the healthy person. So the blood does not get coagulated when the mosquito is sucking the blood. So with that stream only, these sporozoites will go down to the deceased person's body, and again the whole cycle of this mosquito infection will start. I'm just revising what I have said in few of the slides. Anopheles mosquito transfers sporozoites to the human body by biting it. Sporozoites reach liver cells and they multiply there. So liver cells, that means hepatocytes we are talking about. That is the first target organ of the Plasmodium is liver cells. That is why many times it happens, if a person is having malaria, The person might have even jaundice also. Excuse me. Why jaundice? Because jaundice is a disease which occurs when liver is infected. So in that case, liver cells are infected by the plasmodium. Next one, when they attack RBC and this leads to their rupture. Because of this rupturing, a toxin is released called as hemozoin, which causes the high fever, chills and shivering, which is the characteristic features of malaria. This is a small round off for the disease called as malaria.